is good? What is good? What is Gucci? Courtney IG, and I'm back again. This time to discuss the debut album, Music, Trial, and Trauma, a drill story from the young OG himself, Loski, Loose Harlem Spartan. As I predicted earlier in the year, 2020 has been a good year for Loski, with a steady stream of singles and features, which have really helped to solidify and revamp his style, I'd say, because now he's got a bit more American influences. He's got a bit more, Kodak Black, ski, and all of these, melodies and stuff, which I feel like is more American than UK. But yeah, some of these singles sit on the project, like On Me, Anglo-Saxon, and some don't, like Slay. In terms of the features, guys, we got moments like Training Day with Mostat, Bad Guy with Morrison, T with J1, and all of these have kind of helped to solidify Loski in my eyes as like the drill version of Chip. I'm gonna give a bit of context behind this. So for context, Loski has been on my radar, guys, for a long time now, and I'm sure most of you guys as well. And he's only 20 years old, which is a crazy thing. Like if you look back at songs like Hazard, DJ Khaled, Telly Bruckshot, Money and Beef, all of these have been in heavy circulation for some years now, dating back to around 2017 when drill was just bubbling up, and he's still very much in the scene and active to this date. And as he said, if he wouldn't have went to prison back in 2019, he probably would have been a millionaire, and that's facts. And Loski, unlike a lot of his peers that come up around the same time, put together a project in 2018, Call Me Loose, which collated a lot of his street anthems that I mentioned just now, and just like gave us all of those bangers. But then he also was doing more mainstream drill stuff. So he was one of the pioneers, I would say, in the mainstream drill sound, which is popular today with the likes of Unknown T and Digga D and all of these guys busting through with, songs like No Diet and, It's Whatever. And all of those songs, I feel like wouldn't happen so frequently if it wasn't for the likes of Forrest Gump, if it wasn't for the likes of Hot Stepper, if it wasn't for the likes of Cool Kid. And all of those moments, I feel like, helped to solidify Loski as a somewhat pioneer, as a young energy, as the guy who kind of came in, saw the landscape, revamped it, came with something fresh, much like Chip did back in the days with Grime. So that's the Chip and Loski parallel that I see. In terms of my expectancy coming into this project, guys, based on the singles, it gave me the impression that this is going to be a bit more like Mad Move than Call Me Loose. Mad Move for me wasn't amazing. It didn't blow me away. But it had moments like Hazards 2.0, DBD, Bosie, which, was more for the mainstream, I would say, than his core fan base. But with moments like his Daily Duppy that he's recently put out, which is just nuts, and his back catalogue of freestyles and singles and not even mainstream singles, Mummy's Kitchen and all of that, we know what Loski can do. We know what he's capable of. And we know he can do the pure drill side. It's just all depends on what direction he wants to take in this project, where he wants to go in his career. So let's get into the project. So the project opens up with like a short news bulletin type intro. And then he kind of comes in with some conventional rap. So that's the kind of mellow starting opener. It's like a background, the history of Harlem Spartans, the history of Loski, the controversy, the stories, all of that. And then following that, Loski just kicks into the drill segment. That's what a lot of you guys are here for, the drill segment. And you get Teddy Bruckshot Part 2. It's not as good as the original, in my opinion. Maybe you guys think different, fair enough. But for me, all right. Teddy Bruckshot Part 2 is followed up by a stream of dark drill songs, which when you put them all together, they kind of just all sound the same to me. Like the ad-libs are the same, the skit, the moo, all of those, common things that he's been saying a lot for the last year are just all in these songs. So then they all fall into the same box, in my opinion. I was really expecting something high energy on Basil Brush with OFB, given their track record in terms of high energy songs, and that wasn't what I got. Maybe for you it gives you that, but for me it didn't blow me away in that sense. But the moments which I did like on the drill front are On Me and Anglo-Saxon, which it just gave you that Harlem Spartans nostalgia, obviously with Mizo Mac coming back and collaborating with Loski, Blanco, who's been more doing like an Afro beats, Afro swing, Afro drill, let's say, sound, coming on the pure drill. I'd be interested actually to hear a project from Blanco and also Mizo Mac. So these two need to come together. Maybe there's a Harlem Spartan projects in the work that we don't even know about. So the project does switch up as I expected, and I said a bit earlier on, with Avengers, which features Popcorn. I wasn't blown away when I heard it the first time, and I ain't blown away now. And I wasn't blown away by Flavor, I wasn't blown away by Q, and I certainly wasn't blown away by Niger Man, which I don't know why he went back and drew through that. Like, when we've already heard that, rinsed that back to front, left, right, up, down, center, and he's remixed it. Come back, not even remixed, redid it again and put Davido on it. Fine, I get it, Nigerian, yeah, but not for me. Yeah, it's just, that was just too old, and I was just like, what's going on here? But the moments that I did like on this album, guys, there are some moments that I did like. Black and Life So Deep both show like a coming of age of Loski. Like, that shows maturity, that shows awareness, that shows like he's aware of himself as a black youth, like in a inner city community, in a background where there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of stabbings, there's a lot of, things that can sway you to the left and take you off of a path of success. This guy's clearly talented. He can clearly rap. He's a drill artist, so he's going to rap about drill stuff. He's going to rap about stuff that he's seen and experienced and so on. But, with those songs, those two songs that I've just mentioned, that shows his awareness and that shows his growth as an artist outside of a driller or a trapper or whatever he wants to be known as. So, yeah, he's touching on gang signs turning to prayer signs, which is a shout out to Stormzy, gang signs and prayer, clearly. And the police labeling the black youth, labeling them as IC3. Big up IC3 attire if you watch this. And how violence impacts the families and the communities. Overall though, guys, I'm going to say the project didn't blow me away. I wasn't really impressed by it. As you can tell from the drill front, there was a lot of moments that sounded the same. From the mainstream front, hit and miss. The Afrobeat stuff didn't really hit. Emily Sande bit, yeah, nice. Black, yeah, Black Boys, yeah, cool, nice. But it shows potential. That's what this shows, potential. It's a bit like Mad Move. It's a bit of a step up from Mad Move. I'd say it is a step up from Mad Move, but it's not that much of a step up where I'm like, yeah, album of the year quality. So he's got a way to go, but I feel like he's refining himself and showing that he wants to step out of just a pure drill. And if he's doing drill, he's going to do drill, but with a bit of a mainstream hooky feel, which we're getting a lot today. So in terms of the top tracks, guys, I'm going to say Life So Deep, Black, and On Me, Mizo Mac. Big up Mizo Mac on that. And we're giving it a 6 out of 10. So that's all we got to say. You know the vibes. Inspire, enrich, yeah.